guys. I have some amazing question from calculus to entertain you. So let's begin. So here we go. So this is the first question. The first question is asking find all the values of x in the interval 0 to 2 5 that satisfy the equation. And they have given 1 minus 2 cos square x is equal to 0, right? I'm going to solve it. Let's see what happens. Okay. So the question is 1 minus 2 square 2 cos square x equal to 0. So this is our question, and the question they are asking is find all the values of x in the interval 0 to 2 5 that satisfy the equation. It's basically the angle in radians, right? So first of all I have to solve this equation to find the angles. So if I solve this, it's going to be minus 2 cos square x is going to be minus 1. Therefore cos square x is going to be minus 1 over minus 2. Minus 1 over 1 minus 2 means it's half basically, and if it's cos square x I have to find the cos x. Therefore it's going to be, cos x is equal to square root of 1 over 2. Square root of 1 is going to be 1, and square root of 2 is going to be root 2. Therefore it's going to be, and we have to be careful, it's going to be plus or minus. Be careful guys, it's going to be plus or minus, right? uh, and since cos is plus or minus 1 over root 2, we know 1 over root 2 is 45 degree. 45 degrees written as 5 over 4. 5 over 4 mean 5 over 4 is 44 degrees. So 45 degrees, since this is plus or minus, it's going to be in the all quadrants. Like it's going to be in the first quadrant, it's going to be in the second quadrant, it's going to be in the third quadrant, it's going to be in the fourth quadrant. So if it is in the first quadrant, it's going to be 45 degree. If it's in the second quadrant, it's going to be 135 degrees. So 135 to convert 135 degree into radians, I have to multiply it by 5 over 180. So 135 times 5 over 180 is going to be what? 95 over 12. So 12 is going to be like 3 5 over 4. 3 5 over 4. So if you calculate the third one, is going to be what? 180 plus 45 is equal to 225. 225 is going to be 5 5 over 4, and 5 5 over 4 is going to be my third radius, and the last one is going to be 3 315 315 degrees in the fourth quadrant. So if it's in the 315 in the fourth quadrant, I have to multiply it by 5 over 180 is going to be 7 5 over 4. So this is the answer for the first question. And the second question asking b is tan square x minus 1 is equal to 2 over root 3 tan x. Since this is the case, let's get a new one. Tan square x minus 1 is equal to 2 over root 3, right? If it's 2 over root 3, what I have to do? 2 over root 3 tan x. Okay, tan x. So since this is like that, I can't just do anything like in the same form. So what I have to do is, to make it into a quadratic formula, I have to bring this side to into the left side. So let's make it all together and equalize it to 0. So then it will be easier for us to solve, right? So let's see, tan square x minus 2 over root 3 tan x minus 1 is equal to 0. So this look like more complicating things. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do the D formula. Like D formula, I mean that's like to find the determinant, whatever it is you use, like in the high school or whatever you have learned it, like minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac over 2a. That's the formula I'm going to use to find this x value. So let's do that. So tan x is going to be equal to minus, let's write the formula first so it will be easier for us to do. So minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. So this is going to be my formula. Let's mention what is a, b, c. So a is going to be 1, because if you see the tan square x is in front of, nothing is there, so a is equal to 1. And b is going to be 2 over root 3. minus 2 over root 3. Don't forget, guys, if it's minus, we have to be careful and put it the minus, right? uh, b is equal to minus 2 over root 3, and c is going to be negative 1. C is going to be our negative 1, and now we are all set. Now what we have to do is I have to apply this same equation into the quadratic formula. It's going to be minus 2 over root 3 is going to be plus 2 over root 3, plus or minus root b square. B square means 2 over root 3 whole square. Let's forget the minus sign because minus square and plus square give the same answer. So I'm just not considering it at all. So let's say 4 times a is going to be 1 and c is going to be negative 1 over 2 times 1. Let's see what happens. So 2 root 3 plus or minus. So 2 over root 3 whole square is going to be 4 over 3. 4 over 3 minus 4 times minus 1 is going to be plus 4 over 2. So which is going to give me 2 over root 3, 2 over root 3 plus or minus 4 over 3 plus 4 is going to be 12, like 16 over 3, 16 over 3 over 2, which is going to be equal to 2 over root 3, and I can take the 16 outside because 16 is 4 square, so I can take the 16 outside, so it's going to be 4 4 root 3 is going to be on the bottom because it's basically 1 over root 3. If I take the 16 out, it's going to be 1 over root 3, so I can just 1 is going to be outside, multiply by 4 is going to be just 4, and the remaining part is 1 over root 3, 1 over root 3, so I can put it as 4 over root 3 and divided by 2. So since both are dividing by 2, I can just say it's both are multiplied by half, times 2 over root 3 plus or minus 4 over root 3, 4 over root 3. So now root 3 I can take the root 3 common because both are root 3, right? So I can take the root 3 common, and let's see what happens. And one more thing I can do, I can see, okay, let's do the common thing first. Oh, I can do one thing before that. I can simply multiply this half by this bracket. It's going to be the 2 gonna cancel, and this is gonna 4 is gonna become 2, so it's going to be 1 over root 3, 1 over root 3 plus or minus 2 over root 3, and the two possible answers are there. One is 1 over root 3 plus 2 over root 3, and the other possible answer is 1 over root 3 minus 2 over root 3, minus 2 over root 3. So if it's 1 over root 3 plus 2 over root 3 is 3 over root 3, 3 over root 3, or 1 over root 3 minus 2 over root 3 is going to be minus 1 over root 3. So if it's 3 over root 3, if you know this already, like 3 over root 3 mean what? Root 3 by root 3 is root 3 times root 3 is equal to 3. So I can write 3 as root 3 times root 3, and I can write the bottom root 3. So root 3 cancel, it becomes root 3. Or 1 over minus 1 over root 3 remains the same. Now we have good root 3 or minus 1 over root 3. So now tan is positive and negative. So first of all, we have to make sure which in which case tan is positive. Tan is to remember that I have to draw this graph right here. So according to the there are two terms to remember, like all silver teacup or all student take calculus. So it's going to be A is going to be first quadrant, S is going to be second quadrant, T is going to be the third quadrant. Um, so take C is going to be fourth quadrant. So if you look at this graph, first quadrant and the third quadrant, the tan is positive. The tan is positive when first in the first quadrant and the third quadrant. So the first value is root 3 and it's positive. Therefore, we know it's in the first quadrant and the third quadrant. So if it's root 3, so we have to remember in which case root 3 appear only when sine 30 degrees what half, sine 60 degrees root 3 by 2. So since tan is sine over cos, whatever the value on top. So if you see sine is going to be on top, right? Because sine over cos is going to be the tan. So sine is top. So in which case sine has the root 3 on top. This is 60 degree because sine 60 is equal to root 3 by 2. So I have to take that value because uh, in that case only tan has become root 3 because sine over cos is going to be what cos 60 is going to be half and sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So if you divide root 3 by 2 by half, you will get root 3. So that is the value we have to put it right here. So so it's going to be uh, 60 degree mean 5 by 3. 5 by 3 is one of my value. So the same thing happens in the third quadrant because from 180 degree, from 180 to 60 degree, if you measure 60 degree, it's going to be the same values. So I have to like add 60 degree with 180 is going to be 240 degree. So 240 degree is my second angle. So 240 degree I have to convert into radians. To convert I have to multiply by 5 over 180. So it's going to be 60 times 3 is going to be 180, 60 times 4 is going to be 240. So 45 over root 3. And the second one is or if it's negative, so we have to look at the values when tan is negative. So tan is negative in which case second quadrant in the fourth quadrant, right? So tan is negative in the second and the value is 1 over negative 1 over root 3. So in this case we have to think opposite because root 3 is in the bottom. So in which case, because cos is in the bottom, sine is on the top. So we have to remember in which case cos has root 3 on top. That is going to give us the bottom value of tan is equal to root 3, right? So I have to consider in which case. So if you see sine 30 is equal to half, but cos 30 is equal to root 3 by 2. We got the point. So uh, we have to take the 30 degree, but it's not going to be the 30 degree because if you see 30 degrees in the first quadrant, right? But for it's not going to be the first quadrant, but in this case tan is negative, therefore it should be in this second quadrant and the fourth quadrant. So what we have to do is we have to measure the 30 degree from the x-axis in the second quadrant and 30 degree from the x-axis in the fourth quadrant. So if you measure 30 degree from the x-axis, what is 180 minus 30? 180 minus 30 is 150. So 150 is going to be giving me this value minus 1 over root 3. So 150 degree, how do you measure? Like 150 times 5 over 180 is going to be the uh, other like 5 value. So 150 times 5 over 180 is going to be 30 times 6 is going to be 180 and 30 times 5 is going to be 150. So 5 over 6 is my one of the answer. And if you measure this from like from the x-axis 30 degree, from the x-axis 30 degree in the fourth quadrant, so it's mean 360 minus 30. 360 minus 30 is 330. 330 times 5 over 180 is going to be what? 330 times 6 is 180 and 30 times 11 is going to be 330. So 11 5 over 6 is the second answer. So these are the answers for this question. And let's move to the next question. Next question is asking 6 sine square x minus 5 cos x. 6 sine square x minus 5 cos x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we have two different values. We have sine square x, cos x and minus 2 equal to 0. So since we have all things are mixed up, we can't really solve it, like we can't factor or we can't do anything. So since but one thing we can do, we can change everything into same format. Like if it's sine square x, what is sine square x? How can I change it into cos x? So if you think about that, sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. So now I got the idea. So sine square x, I can, instead of sine square x, I can put 1 minus cos square x. So everything is going to be cos. We are happy, right? 1 minus cos square x minus 5 cos x minus 2 equal to 0. So since we have this one here, 6 times 1 is going to be 6, and 6 minus 6 cos square x minus 5 cos x minus 2 is going to be 0. So 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. So let's say minus 6 cos square x minus 5 cos x, and this is 6 minus 2 is going to be plus 4 plus y equal to 0. Since we have negative value in front of cos square x, I'm going to turn it into positive. So to turn it into positive, I have to multiply everything by negative, so it will become positive. So 6 cos square x plus 5 cos x minus 4. Now I can do one thing. I can just factor it. So to factor, what you have to do, when we multiply, it has to be negative 4, and when we add, it has to be 5. So what is the value that's going to be giving us negative 24? And also, if I think about that, it's going to be about 8 times 3 is 24, and it's positive 24. So we have to get negative 24, and we have to get positive 5. So the big value should be positive. So therefore 8 should be positive and 3 should be negative. So 8 times 3 is going to be 25. So I can put that value right here, 24. 6 cos square x plus 8 cos x minus 3 cos x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now, if we look at it, we can take the common things in these two equations, two variables. One common thing I can directly see is 2. I can take the 2 because 2 multiplied 3 by 3 is 6. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. I can take the 2, and cos also. I can take the cos x also because this is cos square x and this is 8 cos x. I can take the cos common. So 2 cos x common. So if we take 2 cos x common, it's going to be 3 cos x plus 4. And in this in the other equation, I can take minus 1 common. If I take minus 1 common, it's going to be 3 cos x plus 4 plus 4. So we have to got two different things, and now I'm going to make two different equations, like 2 cos x minus 1, two different factors, 2 cos x minus 1 and 3 cos x plus 4 equal to 0. Now what I have to do is I have to find the cos value, so I have to equalize this one into 0. So 2 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0, or 3 cos x plus 4 is equal to 0. So if I take this one, if I switch this value around and find the cos x is going to be equal to what? Positive 1 over 2. So that's my 1 cos x, and O cos x is going to be negative 4 over 3. But if you look carefully, the maximum amount of cos is 1. If you draw the graph or whatever, the maximum amount of any cos value is going to be 1, and the minimum amount of any cos value is going to be negative 1. But here, if you see, it's negative 4 divided by 3. It means the value is becoming more than negative 1. I mean less than negative 1. Less than negative 1, like 1 negative 1.5 is not possible. Therefore, this is not possible. But cos x is equal to half is possible. So this is we have to eliminate it. We have to mention that it's not possible. This is not possible. This is not possible, but this is possible. Cos x is equal to half is possible, and since this is positive number, cos is only positive in two quadrants, first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. So we have to find in which value cos is half. Cos is half and cos is 60 degree. 60 degrees is equal to what? 5 by 3. 5 by 3 in the first quadrant, and if you want to look at the fourth quadrant, we have to deduct 60 because from the x-axis it has to be 60 degree in the fourth quadrant. So if we look at that, it has to be 360 minus 60, which is going to be 300. To find that value in the radian value, I have to multiply by 5 over 180. It's going to be 60 times 3 and 60 times 5, so 5 over 3. So these are the two values, two answers for this question. And let's look at the next question. Next question is, find all the values x in the given interval that satisfy the inequality. So they have given a formula right here. It's what 2 cos x plus 1 is equal to 0, equal or less than or equal to 0. So now what I have to do, I have to treat this equation as an equal sign, because then only I can find the value, right? So 2 cos x is equal to plus 1 is equal to 0. Then 2 cos x is equal to negative 1, and cos x is going to be equal to negative 1 over 2. So this, since cos is negative, there are in two places cos is negative, second quadrant and the third quadrant, and we have to make sure what okay, 0 to 25 mean we can find any value. Okay, it means the value of 60, like cos is half when it's 60 degree, but this is negative half, mean we have to find the 60 degree that makes with the x-axis. So 60 degree from x-axis mean 180 minus 60 is going to be 120. 120 multiply, to find it in the radians, I have to multiply by 5 over 180. It's going to be 3 and 2 5 over 3. So 2 5 over 3 is one of my answer, and the other one is going to be 180 plus 60 is going to be 240. 240 times 5 over 180 is going to be 4 5 over 3. So that's my second answer. So this value is going to be between this, since they are saying it's this value is less than 0 or equal to 0. Therefore, the value should be here between these two variables. That is my answer for this question. And the second question is asking sin x tan x less than 3 cos x. So since to do that, I take the new sheet. Okay, sin x tan x less than 3 cos x. So to do that, first of all, I have to flip this and switch it and make it to in the normal formula. So let's say let's treat this one as an equal sign, right? So sin x tan x minus 3 cos x is less than 0, greater than 0, right? If it's greater than 0, let's see what happens. So sin x here and tan x, I can to write the tan x because since these are in different variables, I have to change it in, maybe I have to at least try to bring it in the same variables. So here is sin x tan x, so I can write the tan x as sin x over cos x. So sin x times sin x over cos x minus 3 cos x is greater than 0. So now I can simply multiply sin x is going to be sin square x over cos x minus 3 cos x. So we are only happy when all the variables are in the same format. So in here we have sin square x cos over cos x minus 3 cos x. I'm not very happy with that. So what I'm going to do is, since we have sin square x here, I can just put the sin square x as 1 minus cos square x. So cos x, 1 is minus cos square x over cos x minus 3 cos x is equal greater than 0, right? Now what I can do is I can find the common denominators. So let's say this is cos x, 1 minus cos square x over cos x, and this is 3 minus 3 cos x. So if I want to take the cos x as a common denominator, I have to multiply the 3 cos x by cos x and divide it by cos x. That's the only way I can do it, right? So let's do it. over cos x minus 3 cos square x over cos x equal to 0. Now we got these values. Let's say 1 minus cos square x minus 3 cos square x over cos x, right? Cos x. So over cos x is greater than 0. Now I can write 1 minus cos x plus minus cos square x plus 3 cos square is going to be minus 4 cos square. So 1 minus 4 cos square x cos square x over cos x. So this is the simplest form I can bring in. Now I am very happy about it. So the next thing we have to do is we have to do okay. So like now we have brought into this one, and let's solve for it. Let's treat this one as an equal sign and solve for it. 1 minus 4 cos square x over cos x equal to 0. So if I like try to switch this cos x to the other side, it's going to be cos x times 0 is 0. So 1 minus, so therefore 1 minus 4 cos square x equal to 0. And if I get this one, minus 4 cos square x is going to be what? Cos square is going to be minus 1. Therefore cos square x is going to be 1 minus 1 over 4 minus 4 minus 4 minus minus cancel and 1 over 4, and cos x is going to be plus or minus, because if I square root it can be plus or it can be minus. So plus or minus 1 over 2. So plus or minus 1 over 2 means it can be in the whole fourth quadrant, but we have to read the question carefully. The question mentions the uh, this is between 0 to 5. So we have to find the half, cos is equal to half between 0 to 5. So between 0 to 5 mean uh, okay, cos is half when cos is first of all cos is half when cos is equal to 60 degrees, so it's mean 5 over 3. When it's 5 over 3 is half, and also 120 degrees negative half. So that's those are the two values between 5, right? So 120 degree is half, so 2 5 by 3. But we have to be careful about one more thing, because it is saying that cos is this value should be greater than 0. So greater than 0 mean uh, in 5 by 2, if you put 5 by 2, the cos 5 by 2 is what? Cos 90 degrees 0. So in this question it says greater than 0 mean it shouldn't be 0. It shouldn't be 0. So therefore we have to limit it into, we have to split this into two equations, like 5 by 3 comma 5 by 2, that is going to be in one bracket, and u sign, this is mean union or whatever they say, union mean like that combines these two together, right? And 2 5 by 3 is our next one, 2 5 by 3 to 5. So these are the two values. This is my final answer. And the next question is asking, graph the function uh, by hand, not by plotting points, but starting with the graph of one of the standard function by applying appropriate transformation. So we have to draw the graph for now. They are going to give the equations, so we have to just draw the graph. Whatever they give, we just draw the graph. That's it. So the first question is asking a okay, a question is asking y is equal to 1 over x plus 1. So since this case x plus 1, first I have to draw the graph for 1 over x. So how does 1 over x graph look like? So 1 over x graph is going to be like this. The curve in the first quadrant, like this. It has a vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptote. It's going to be, it's never going to touch the 0 of the y or x. So it's going to be turning like this in the first quadrant, and uh, the graph is going to be in the third quadrant too, like the same like the first quadrant, and it's never gonna touch 0. And this is my 1 over x graph, and since we have 1 over x plus 1, so plus 1 means we have to move to the left side, because the main equation is like it's minus minus 1. Actually plus 1 means most people think it's moving to the right side, but like some people make mistake by thinking it's moving to the right side, not like that, it's just moving to the left side. So this graph is if it's plus 1, we have to draw this graph in the negative 1. We have to draw the asymptote in the negative 1. When x is equal to negative 1, the asymptote is going to be, so it's going to be like this. And I'm going to draw the same graph, but this time it's never going to touch negative 1, not the 0, negative 1. Now it will touch a 0. So it's going to be like this. This is my graph for that question. And the B question is asking uh, y is equal 3 cos 2x. That's the question. And they have limited the interval to negative 5 by 2 to 3 5 by 2. So first of all, I have to draw the graph of y is equal to cos x. So y is equal to cos x. How does y is equal to cos x graph looks like? So it's gonna be starting from negative 5 by 2, negative 5 by 2. So 5 by 2, as you know already, 5 by 2 cos is equal to 0 and when 5 by 2. So if I put it in the negative 5 by 2, at negative 5 by 2 cos is going to be 0, and at wait a minute, 5 by 2, yeah, cos is equal to 0, but cos is 1 when cos is 1 when cos is when the degree is 0. So that's gonna be, so it's gonna be like this. So we have to 5 by 2 minus 5 by 4. So we have to connect the 1 and 0. If I connect this, it's going to be like this, and then it crossed the x-axis when 5 by 2, because at 5 by 2 it's 0, right, again, and then it's gonna go like the down, and it's gonna meet negative 1 at its 5, because 5 also equal, like it's a horizontal. If you look at the graph, 5 is horizontal, right? So 0 and 5 are going to be equal to, like when it's 0 it's 1, when it's 5 it's going to be negative 1. And when then it's gonna, this graph is going to cross at 3 5 by 2, because 3 5 by 2 is equal to 0. So this is how our graph for the cos x. 3 5 by 4 and 5 and 5 5 by 4, and this is my 3 5 by 2. So this is my cos x graph. And now the question is asking y is equal to 3 cos 2x. So now first let's do the 3 cos x. Before do the 2, 3 mean it's vertically stretched by 3 factors. It means so if 5 at 0, if it's 1, it's going to be 3 now, because it's becoming bigger and bigger, because 3 times bigger. So vertically stretched by 3. So I have to make this graph same graph, but the values are going to be 3 times bigger. So this is y is equal to 3 cos x. 3 cos x. So let's start from 5 by 2, negative 5 by 2. At negative 5 by 2 it's 0, and negative 5 by 4 it's going to be like this, and instead of 1 it's going to be 3 right now, and instead of negative 3 it's going to be negative 3 right here, and it's going to be same graph, but the values are 3 times bigger. Yes, and we just plot the same points, 5 by 4, 5 by 2, then 3 5 by 4. The midpoint of the negative one is going to be 5, because when 5 it's negative 1, now it's negative 3, mm, 3 5 by 5 5 by 4. After that it's gonna be 3 5 by 2, right? We are not done yet. One more step to do, because the actual question is y is equal to 3 cos x 3 cos 2x. Now we have done 3 cos x. Now we have to do 3 cos 2x. 2x means it's very hot, sorry, 3 means it's vertically, because 3 is before cos 6, so it means vertically stretched. Now cos 2x means it's before the x value, it means it is horizontally compressed. Vertically stretched is different, horizontally compressed is different. Because if it's horizontally compressed mean I have to divide this value, like whatever the 5 value I'm getting, I have to divide it by half, like divide it by 2, like multiply by 1 over 2. So if I multiply this by value 1 over 2, it's going to be the same graph. But if it's negative 5 over 2, if I multiply by 1 over 2, it's going to be negative 5 over 4. So I have to simply multiply and put the same values. It's going to be the same graph still, but the value is going to change. So I just draw the graph right here, and same graph, 3 minus 3. This is 3, this is minus 3, and this is going to be negative 5 over 4. Uh, and this is going to be what? Negative 5 over 4, and this is going to be negative um, 5 over 4. This is negative 5 over 8, and this is 0. This is going to be negative 5 over 8, and 5 over 4, 5 over 4, and this is going to be 3 5 over 8, and 5 is going to be 5 over 2, and 3 5 over 8, and 5 5 over 8, and what is the final value? Final value is going to be 3 5 over 4. So this is my graph, new graph. This is my final graph, and this is the final answer. So let's move to the next question. Next question is asking y is equal to e to the power of 7 minus x. So first of all, we have to know what is the graph of e to the power of x looks like. So y is equal to e to the power of x is look like, it's exactly same as a human population graph. Like if you look at this, it's going to be like this, but you have to remember it's going to cross the y-axis from the negative infinity to positive infinity. It's going to cross the y line, and the crossing square point is going to be 1. That's only thing you have to remember for the y is equal to e to the power of x graph. So if you look at this, they're saying it's e to the power of x. The question is e to the power of 7 minus x. So we know e to the power of x graph. So they are asking e to the power of 7 minus x. So now what I have to do is I have to rearrange the equation, because this equation doesn't look nice to me. Because e to the power of x, now it's 7 minus x, it doesn't look quite right to me, because uh, I wonder where's the, like, how much it is moved vertically, how much shift, we couldn't figure it out, right? So I'm going to rearrange the equation. It's going to be y is equal to, instead of writing 7 minus x, I'm going to write minus x plus 7. Same thing, I'm just switching the equation around. Minus x plus 7. So it means 7, like 7 units plus 7 mean 7 units to the left. Now what I have to do is I have to take the minus common, because minus x mean that doesn't looks like nice to me, because I know x, and what is minus x? Reflection. So, and I wonder how does it change the other thing, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the minus common and take out of it at last, because reflection is not something we do in the beginning, right? So x minus, if I take the minus common, it's going to be x minus 7. So minus 7 means the equation changed. Now it's 7 units to the right side. So this graph is moving 7 units to the right side. So I have to find the, like, x is equal to 7, and let's draw a graph here. Let's draw a vertical line here. So in this case, the first one, y is equal to e to the power of x. the the graph crossed at y is equal to 1, but this in this time we the graph crossed at 1 at x is equal to 7. So that's what here be careful about. So it's going to be like this, and this value is going to be 1. But we are not done yet, because now we have drawn y is equal to e to the power of x minus 7. But the real equation is y is equal to e to the power of negative all together, like all x minus 1, x minus 7. So it means negative mean the graph is going to be flip around, because it's going to rotate, because negative is going to switch the graph, like it's going to turn the graph around. So it's going to be, the new graph is going to be look like this. Highest, like it's going to the y is equal to positive infinity. Now switch, it's same thing, it's still going to be the positive infinity, but it's going to be opposite side, like this. And still it's going to cross 1, but it's now decreasing. That's the, in this case it's increasing, now it's decreasing because it's coming from top to bottom, right? And this is save 7. This is my graph for this question, and that is the last question. I hope you guys enjoy this video. See you next time.